Welcome, everybody, to the Journeymen Lounge podcast.
You better be praying to God because, you're 14 and losses in a row. You're going to need Jesus.
Am I wrong?
I thought you were pretty wrong, yeah.
All right, welcome, Journeymen Lounge podcast listeners. This is our what installment?
87.
87. So, we've been around the block a few times.
Coming up on 100.
Muhsin Mohammed.
Yeah, our primary host, our producer and editor. Want to introduce yourself?
From Woj.
And you got the loudmouth with opinions, Bobby. And on the end?
We got the talent, Ryan.
Talent my ass.
Yeah, we try to have fun here.
This is a Journeyman Lounge. You know, we're chopping it up. We're gonna get right into it. I mean, 87. If you've been here, you've been here. You know what we do: some albums, and then album review, some topics, current topics, and then movie review for now. And then we'll get into the fantasy football extravaganza.
Yeah.
Later in the year.
Oh yeah, I'm excited about that.
But okay, let's start with the NBA playoffs because they're going on right now. I'm really struggling with the ups and downs of how this bitch has gone.
Yeah,
and there's been blowouts. There's been games where it's like the Stars are shooting 12%, 3 for 14, and stuff like that. And Jason Tatum tears his Achilles heel.
Welcome to the club, brother.
I mean, Boston looked like shit anyway. So like, I like that the newer teams are in, but at the same time, the level of play has been just horrendous. And I'm kind of like out, but then I'm backed in because the first game of the series was dope for the Pacers Knicks, and the game last was like with the OKC and Timberwolves was all right. But what are your thoughts right now, Ryan, of the and Bobby, I'm not skipping over. You're just not admittedly a big basketball
No, I'm
guy.
not, and I didn't catch some of these games. So
Yeah, I've been watching. Usually at work, I'll put the games on. Like you said, Woj, it's been either usually a blowout or a buzzer beater kind of situation. So it's like, I don't know. Like, I guess when it's close, keep watching, and when it's a
good,
blowout, when it's a blowout, you may just change the channel.
Dude, when it's good, it's good, and when it's bad, it's
as far as the basketball goes, it's been a bit of a mixed bag. Because there have been some fantastic, like you said, buzzer beaters and amazing plays, but albeit maybe sometimes on bad basketball, in my opinion, at least. Not like the best. Like last night, the Halliburton shot,
sloppy.
Unbelievable how he did that. Like the balls.
So Bobby, it bounced off the back of the rim like 15 feet high, and then went right through.
Well, even before that, though, he drives in.
Which also, sorry, it was a double dribble.
Oh, he drives in, Bobby, to the free throw line, and the guy's like behind him. He like beat him, but then he has the balls to go, just like basically walk back, like jump back to the 3-point line and just chuck a three while the time's expiring, and it hit the back of the iron and it fell right in. But
I'm gonna have to pull up a YouTube on
sends
this.
Sends them to overtime, which is fucking great.
I mean, hell of a shot, but I would just be like. That's like one of those if you're like the coach, like, no, okay, yeah, all right. To me, I don't know, at least anyway. Like, I mean, not that you can't make that, but just like.
It's improbable.
Wow, like that, unless you're Steph Curry.
From what I at least know, he's a decent shooter.
No,
so
he is.
It's not a bad thing to put it in his hands.
Dude,
No, for sure.
I'll give mad props to Halliburton because he was ranked earlier in the season as like one of the most overrated players. And these playoffs, man, he's fucking taking names.
Yeah, he's been
taking names.
He's been Mr. Clutch, and I mean, Indiana's been an exciting team to watch.
Absolutely, dude. I'm
rooting for the Knicks, though. If I'm being
You're
honest.
a Knicks guy.
Well, I kind of am because
I am. I don't like the Pacers.
First of all, the Pacers are like the. I mean, the Knicks are Bulls' rival too, I guess.
Who are you going for the main, the whole shebang?
I want Knicks in Minnesota. I like. Because I've always kind of been a secondary Knicks fan. I like the culture of the team, like one of the pillars of the NBA. Madison Square Garden
foundations. Yeah.
Plus, Tom Thibodeau's their coach. And he was the Bulls coach. He's my favorite Bulls coach outside of like Phil Jackson, obviously. And I just root for him. And I like their team, the way they have it built. It kind of reminds me of like a Bulls 2.0 in a sense of like, Jalen Brunson's not as good as Derrick Rose was, but he is like we had like an amazing. Their best player is the point guard.
Right.
He runs the show. He makes clutch shots.
Also, I might add in a scoring point guard.
Right. Exactly.
Not the guy who's dishing the ball and getting 15 assists.
Now he can't dunk and get to the hoop like Derrick Rose can, but he can make threes and step backs and create shots. And, they got a good core. Like, they all played at Villanova together, or three of the players, I root for them. And then I love Anthony Edwards on Minnesota. He's, like, to me, like the next Jordan or Kobe type of player, where it's like the way he wants to win.
Dude, he throws the goddamn ball down.
Right, and he has like he wants to tear your heart out. Like, he doesn't care. That's what I'm saying.
It.
I love
that
the
attitude.
Tenacity
and the competition, and just so I would want them too.
I'm definitely a big fan of Anthony Edwards, but the in terms of like my team to go, I'm now definitely like on the Pacers bandwagon because as at least in the next part, Bobby, I'll let you get a last comment in here. Unfortunately, again,
this is more your get up.
But I want the Pacers to win, but that's mainly as a fuck you to OKC and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander because he won the MVP, which I think is undeserving. But Bobby, what are your thoughts on the playoffs in general? Have you caught anything? If you did,
I caught a couple glimpses of the games. Didn't see the culmination of this, bring it to OT. I like I said, Reggie Miller was a constant problem when we were a Bulls fan, younger. So I have a amount
disdain,
disdain for the Pacers. And for the reality is the Knicks. I'm not going to say it out loud. It rhymes with hearse, but I want them to break that. It's been for 60 plus years, and they've never been. I don't think they've been to the big, the big game.
It's been since the 60s.
They won 2 titles in the 70s.
Yeah,
70s. Okay,
I believe it was 70.
Right. So when
72.
Hall & Oates came out with their first album, was pretty much when they won a championship. So
they went
let that sink in.
I believe they went to the finals in 2000 against the Spurs, and they lost to Tim Duncan and the Spurs. That was the lockout year or whatever.
70-73 is their only two.
Okay, 70-73. I said 70-72.
Yeah, you're absolutely.
But, dude, and I guess maybe that's why I'm kind of rooting for them because, albeit they are the Knicks. Come on, let's get them one for fuck's sake. At least go to the main show. I'd be happy with that.
You're wanting the story of it all for them.
I do, yeah.
Too.
Because they're a storied franchise, and they had our previous coach go over there for a little while from the Bulls. What's his name?
Thibodeau?
No, not Thibodeau. Before that too.
Phil Jackson.
Phil Jackson was there for a brief stint.
Yeah.
So I don't know. My heart's there, but I'd like what is it? Minnesota Anthony Edwards. I think he's got
Ant-Man.
I like it. He's ferocity.
Pretty weak nickname.
I don't like the nickname, but the ferocity and the level of play that he expects from himself, fucking keep it up. Love it.
I disagree. I like the nickname Ant-Man, the Marvel hero. You don't like it?
Yeah, I got the
Paul
connection.
Rudd. What, he doesn't age?
Weak.
Is that his skill?
Okay, so let's take a quick detour just to talk about the.
All right.
Again, the playoff race for me, I'm firmly in the thing yes, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander was the best player on the best team, but I don't think that criteria, because I don't think for the most valuable player, it depends on what they're thinking. If it's the guy who is the best on a good team, on the great team, then go that way. Cool. I'm more into a guy who the team literally could not function without him. And Shai Gilgeous, I know that he scored a lot of points, but there are games where he didn't have to score fucking 40 points. They could have scored 25, and every cast around him, everybody was putting up points on that team, and they played fucking hella defense. So it was, to me, I was like, Shai Gilgeous isn't the guy that's okay, deserving of it as much. Jokic, to me, is the guy who's he's doing everything. He's doing everything a big man could possibly do, and he is literally the heart and soul of that team. And then, again, what are your thoughts on the MVP decisions?
Well, I don't know. I mean, I think Shai is. You don't think he's as important to the Thunder as Jokic is to the Nuggets? I mean, they got the first. Well, first of all, they got the number 1 seed in the West.
Sure,
he's the best player on that team. So, like you said, that's a feather in his cap.
I think that they picked him over the amount of scoring that he had.
I mean, also probably that does
number.
Probably also not that they would ever say, but Jokic has won multiple times before, so maybe they're looking for someone new.
I mean, that's completely arbitrary to the.
No, I'm just saying.
Why
like,
would they do
sometimes
that?
I
they
like
do
that you're a
shit.
purist. I like that you don't allow previous,
Well, 'cause-
awards, change the outcome of how
I mean,
you
you
decide.
pick it based. To me, it's the stats of the thing, and you look most valuable player in the league. A guy who is rebounding, assisting, and scoring is at a high level is the most integral part. Like Jokic should have a shitload of MVPs. I'm not saying to win it every single year, but like look at the stat. I mean, there's a 2-point differential in how much Jokic was averaging 29.
no, I guess
29, 13, and 11 or
I
something
mean,
like
but
that.
I'm just saying, like, Jordan should have won the MVP like so many years. He only won it like 5 times or something.
5 is a lot, though.
But he could have won it like
5 is a
10
lot.
times, 8 times.
Probably,
He
yeah.
was the best player in the league for how many?
Oh,
you know
without
what I'm
a
saying?
doubt.
Like, I think sometimes, honestly, they're just looking for somebody
Fresh
else
blood.
and somebody who,
Watch it, ass blood.
the reason, like, like I said, like the Thunder, this is like, they've been good before, but this is time where they're the number one.
Yeah, this is the.
So it kind of makes sense in that regard. I mean, I think, not that he would have won, but an outside person like Brunson, you could have voted, like, he's how valuable to the Knicks, you know what I mean? Like,
Hold on, so you're thinking value to a team like has a certain level of lift on a category or as you rank
See,
someone?
I don't
Is that a
underst-
thing? I don't know. I'm
I just
asking.
don't understand what the criteria is. I don't think it's
Well,
very defined in the NBA
yeah.
or NFL for any matter.
People have said almost they need like 2 awards where they have like an MVP and like a best player award or something.
I would be down with that.
Where it's like,
Yeah.
okay, this guy's the best player in the league, but this guy is most important to his team. Like, without him, they would be nothing kind
It
of
is
thing.
decided.
Like when Derrick Rose won MVP in 2010,
Yeah.
like LeBron, or you could argue should have been MVP maybe, but the Bulls were the number 1 seed. You know why? Because Derrick Rose carried their fucking team to the best record. Like
yeah.
he was that. I mean, I think he was MVP. I'm just saying, some people might have disagreed with that, or whatever.
I think that there's that part of it that like literally you should factor in is that like this guy like you detach. To me, I always think of detaching the player from the team. What does the team look like after that? Or insert a less player in there. Are they still going to be good? OKC to me this year is that epitome of that. Their whole team was so good that Shai Gilgeous just was like the fuck. I mean, granted, I think he was second in steals. I think I saw on the league averaging. That's good. That leaves to a lot of fast break points and stuff like that. But his whole team, I mean, Alex Caruso was averaging probably like 2-3 steals a game. A couple other guys off the bench. I think the whole team kind of encapsulated Shai Gilgeous as like, well, he's the clear-cut MVP.
So that's basically giving him the right soil and nutrients, essentially, to grow and
Yes,
thrive compared
yes.
to where a Jokic, it's like, if you
But see,
don't
the-
play well, your team's going to do dog
But
shit.
see, I disagree because the Nuggets have a really good team too. They have a loaded team: Aaron Gordon, Russell Westbrook,
Russell
that
Westbrook, shit.
Braun guy, the white guy, whatever his name
Christian
is.
Braun.
Michael Porter Jr. is like,
That guy sucks.
well, no, they make.
Hey, he's
Get him
not
out.
horrible.
Get him
They're just-
out.
they all have roles. I'm saying it's like
no,
they have a lot of people on their team. Like, I mean,
I'm with you on Michael Porter. He's not horrible.
No,
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell.
Nah, nah,
the fact that you have to say he's not horrible means
He's
that
not.
he is that bad.
no.
He's
garbage.
serviceable. He
I
knows
also-
how to,
I also listed him like 8th of all the people. It wasn't like I listed him number 1.
Okay, I'm just saying though he doesn't factor in.
I mean, like, you're acting like he like Jokic is carrying like the LeBron Cavs to the finals or something. They got a good team. They're not that bad. I mean,
I put OKC this year much further above than like any other team in terms of like the total. Again, the overall, like a pure overall score of like, yes, they were the best in the league. They got the most wins. That's very evident. They scored the most points probably. Or averaged the highest. I mean, they were blowing people out by like 60 points.
yeah. So doesn't that mean he should get it because he's the best player in the
I
best
see
team?
again. I'm going this way. You're going this way. You know, we're gonna say goodbye.
Well, also,
like,
he-
Fast and Furious.
Also, he beat Jokic in the playoffs too. So
Well, that's another part that I have a problem with this. Is this not a regular season award?
it's supposed to be. No, I'm just saying.
So why the fuck aren't we doing it at the end of the regular season? I rest my case, man. Fuck that noise.
All right, let's move things forward. I know you guys aren't following the Stanley Cup playoffs, but who do you want? Who do you see going?
I'm a Florida fucking
You're a
bandwagon right now. They've been killed. They killed
They've
it.
been
the
crushing
last,
it. They've been crushing
They
it.
scored
lately.
like 6 goals in a
6-1 in the last game.
Well, I think in the last series they
Yeah.
averaging like 3 goals differential.
What about you?
And I think they.
You have Edmonton and Dallas in the other.
Okay, I was like, who's in it? I don't even
So Edmonton, Dallas, then you got Florida, Carolina.
Probably Dallas and Florida.
Dallas is dope, man.
They've been really good. That one guy had I think 3 points a game for 5 games in a row or
Dude,
something.
Dallas scored 5 straight goals on the third period to win 6-2, 6-3 or something like that.
That's
The last
unbelievable.
game, dude.
But
Dallas,
Edmonton's got what's his name on there?
Edmonton, isn't it?
What's his name? He's freaking.
Freaking that hockey guy,
don't know,
huh?
guys.
No, I wouldn't put him.
I don't
I wouldn't
follow
put him
hockey anymore.
Gretzky-esque, but they're saying this guy moves and handles like him.
But hold
Connor
on, you
McDavid.
said-
Thank you, for God's sakes. It took me-
Yeah. Connor McDavid. I
You
mean,
can't- I don't discount him. That's Edmonton. I mean, the guy's a snipe. He's part of the Canadian team that beat the U.S. in that final game.
Oh yeah.
so wasn't that tournament
that was
so
it.
dope?
Yeah, they talked shit in that first game and got their ass
Dude,
trolloped.
they
I loved it.
they fought in it. It was sick.
Yeah, I love it. Yeah, first 3 seconds of the game, there's one fight. Just
Yeah, I'm out of the hockey. I'm out of the hockey loop.
no, okay. Well, there
So
it
good.
is.
Just you can pick shout out
10,
of
10 years ago, I was in when I was the Blackhawks were good, and I
Blackhawks,
was
yeah.
playing NHL, and I liked playing NHL, and then I didn't like it when they moved it to the new systems, and I kind of stopped playing it as much, and then the Blackhawks weren't as good.
Talk about what settings and controller settings.
Well, I like
you
using
play.
the classic controls. That's,
Was it
that's
NHL 94 or whatever.
No, it's classic controls.
I swear in a couple games it said NHL
No,
98. Or
those
something
are
like
different.
You know what's weird though? Joe likes to use the inverted thing for Call of Duty. Instead of
horrible.
right?
Well-
He's like, well, that's how it's supposed to be. I'm like, no,
that.
it's
Joe,
not.
you're a douche. Just kidding. Love you, did.
But two items, and then I just a quick shout out.
We got a
Pete-
couple minutes.
We got Pete Rose. Now he's eligible to. That kills me. That fucking kills me. The fact that he goes in the grave is like, all right, now we'll look at the other way. And
I have one thought on the Pete
Yeah.
Rose banning, and this is all that I say. It's been proven apparently that he has only bet on his
own team.
to win.
as a manager,
I have no problem with that.
confidence.
If you're a piece of shit like the Black Sox,
Throwing games, yeah.
throwing games to lose in the World Series, those guys deserve to burn in hell. I think the movie 8 Men Out is supposed to be about that.
is.
Baseball
Well,
movie,
they I think they got enough of the team to
But I'm saying there's two
Shoeless
different.
Joe technically.
Shoeless Joe and
No, but he
and-
technically never was in on this.
right, and so is
one other person.
Bucky,
Yeah.
John Cusack's character.
All I'm saying though is that there's two different camps.
Right.
I simply believe that if you bet on your own team to win, I don't give a shit. He should have never been banned. I don't know why it's necessarily frowned upon in the MLB to bet, betting on your team to win.
Well,
I get. Obviously, the line is shaky.
It's the whole
but-
Black Sox thing. You said it
Yeah.
yourself. That was the.
I mean, there's a reason why gambling is disallowed. There's actual evidence throughout the years. The 30 for 30 on the Boston College, where the guy was throwing games and shit for the mob.
Oh yeah, I heard about that.
So I mean, it's again, my camp is this. I don't know
But
why.
he never
this is called-
cheated as a player. That's the thing.
No.
He's
and,
okay.
and he's literally one of the best players of all time. He's
Right,
like the
period.
most hits, the most fucking runs batted in.
Charlie Hustle. I mean, okay.
Yeah, I mean, I think he should be in. It's like
That's
what's
a great fucking nickname.
what's
by
the
way.
point? He's already dead now.
Yeah, just put him in. Okay,
And
I
then
don't care.
My second thing, and I'm not sure if you guys are aware of this, the NFL is going to have certain, I forget what the naming convention, but jerseys. Like, for example, Buffalo Bills, they'll be Nickel City with cool graphics, they're going with that chrome look.
So it's like the NBA City unis or something.
They're doing.
I wish I had two more hands to give that idea 4 thumbs down.
So no, they're not going to go that route directly, but you're going to see some different, those not color blasts, but it's going to be a different style. Like for example, the Arizona Cardinals will have more of that southwestern, type of stuff kind of built into their.
Yeah,
I get it. I'm not a fan. It's fucking terrible.
I'm not gonna. I'm gonna reserve judgment until I see the product.
Oh, if you guys get a chance when we get on break, I'll bring it up. And
I think it'd be a case by case depending on how each jersey looks.
I sent it to Woj too earlier this week. So
Okay, I mean, I think
all good.
they're not going to be my
It depends on the look.
favorite.
Some of them really look cool though.
But I'm more of a purist. I like the original jerseys.
Just stick with it.
Well,
I mean, again, probably not a popular opinion, but the Washington Redskins, I think if the tribe or whatever is accepting of it and we don't care about it.
I think that's the all tribes.
I mean, it is what it is, man. But like, I just think like that's a league. The NFL has been such a great thing that they brought some expansion teams in, and now they've been the same for like 20-ish years, 22 years. Whenever the Jacksonville Jaguars came in, right?
Houston Texans,
whatever. So I like that they kept it the same, and I'm just not a fan of changing up team names, cities. Like, there's always been murmurs of trying to bring in another team and stuff like that. I'm just like, I'm not a fan of any of that.
I'm
like,
comfortable with where things are too. Let's
I
stop.
like the structure of it. You have 4 team divisions. It's it works well. The playoff could use a little bit of tweaking and stuff, but I like how it is. I don't want the slippery slope to like putting in the Iowa Mud Dogs or some shit.
You know what's
like,
crazy? I mean, right
that?
now we have what the AFL. My brother-in-law Sean's watching it, so it's like an alternative like football league, and he's pretty psyched about it. I don't know.
I mean,
There might be some talent there.
I mean, yeah, it's just football in the off season. It's like,
But I think they're trying to actually
tough.
compete with the NFL or
mean,
get some notoriety.
The NFL does it right in that they allow people to be signed from that, and it works somewhat like a farming system, rather. Sorry.
Right, because they have the Canadian League too. That they
CFL, yeah, but I think in the United States, the AFL, there are guys that are going up and down. Practice squad mainly, but like you can still use it somewhat as a farming system. A guy who doesn't get drafted is going to go to the AFL.
Yeah.
I mean, the only league that ever got close was the USFL in the 80s.
Right.
For like a couple years, but then they flamed out. They ran out of money. But they had a legit run for a little bit. And I think the key would be like drafting or getting the good players in college to sign with you instead of going to the NFL draft.
Yeah,
that's what they did.
NFL's got deep pockets.
No, I know. I'm saying that's how you got to do it. Like if you have like a billionaire.
Like Liv, we're gonna outbid you.
Right. Because talent talks, you know what I mean? Like, you want to watch the best players regardless of where they play, I feel like.
All right, yeah, so that was my 2 quick notes.
Just one last shot of the cannon. The NFL is adding a NFL Protector Award, Best Protector. I'm all for that.
Oh, like for like offensive.
Best offensive line.
Oh,
I like
award.
it.
Okay.
I love it.
Cool, yeah.
I'm a thumbs up.
Yeah, absolutely.
I figured we were.
No one gives any love to the guys in the trenches.
It's long overdue.
Yep.
All right, so we're gonna go album review.
Yes, we got the album.
I'm ready, yeah.
Ryan picked a goodie.
All right, cool, guys. I chose Lupe Fiasco, the album's Food and Liquor, from Lupe Fiasco, the rapper. It was released September 19, 2006. So
I
don't know what else.
Yeah, good intro.
Maybe where's Lupe Fiasco from?
Lupe is from. I think he's from. I don't know if he's from Chicago. It sounds like a Chicago type.
He's from Chicago. I don't
That's
know
what I thought.
exactly
Yeah, he's
where.
from Chicago. Okay, Lupe's from Chicago.
He's a native.
I don't know what neighborhood necessarily though.
Yeah, I don't know either. I'm sorry. You caught me off guard a little bit. My bad.
That's all right. I gotta
But yeah, so this is this is his debut album, I should say. I should have mentioned that.
Okay, very cool.
First big release. The 3 singles off the album. Well, I'm gonna go through all the songs, but
just
the 3 singles were "Kick Push," "I Gotcha," and "Daydreamin'." I just want to start with, I guess, do you guys before I made us listen to this, were you guys how aware of Lupe Fiasco? Did you listen to his music at all before? Do you have any experience with him or knowledge of him prior to this album listening?
Hell yeah. Lupe is awesome. Listen to his shit all the time. This album, definitely have listened to multiple times. Re-listening to it, there are some songs that I kind of maybe overlooked and just kind of like, I like these, 6 songs or whatever. And then there's a couple that I was like, okay, it's still good. I still find elements. Okay, Frank. I still find elements that I'm like, okay, I can dig this part. Like, it's not a great total song. But yeah, overall, Lupe is great. I'm very familiar with his work.
All right, Barbarino.
I've seen him in different collaborations, and I'm aware of him. I know that he also had a few hits in this album, like that Kick Put. Like we've all heard that one.
Sure.
So the guy's a lyricist, man. Like I know you guys are more beat melody. I mean, I'm actually like looking at the lyrics and trying to understand.
Whoa, don't label me. I like lyrics.
I'm more beat for sure.
Okay, maybe I should point in that direction.
I
a
like
little bit more.
I like all the above. It depends.
But I like for me, I always try to better understand, what's going on in the song, what's being said, and try to connect the dots because the beat and like you could create a good beat, a good melody, but it's just like if you don't have the right words behind it, then it doesn't carry weight for me. I guess
both are important.
So maybe you're the good combination. I'm more lyric driven.
I like like a good like a lot of that's the problem. A lot of rap these days for what if you call it rap.
You sound like you're 60. Rap nowadays.
No, but he's right.
They have a lot of them have good beats, but they have terrible lyrics. They were like terrible choruses or mumble rap. Yeah,
had a large portion.
I think Drake, the fact that he thinks he's a gangster makes it funny.
Now that being said, lyrics also do need a good beat. If you're just talking, like Kendrick has some songs like that where I'm like, oh, this is like what he's talking about is cool, but I don't really want to listen to it because I don't like the beat. So it goes. They go hand in hand, you know what I mean? It's like peanut butter and jelly. It's like a handshake.
What type of jelly you guys like?
I like grape and strawberry. I can go either way.
Same.
I'm a grape.
I might go
I like marmalade too.
I don't know. I might go strawberry, but jelly. I like them both. All right.
Preservative.
Preserves.
So yeah, for me though, I heard Lupe. I think just like Kick Push, like you said, Bobby, and then like Surge had these albums, and then I used to actually listen.
Surge.
I used to listen to the second album, The Cool, a lot more than this one. But then I went back to this one, and I was like, damn, this one is like just as good, maybe better, depending on how you feel. I mean, they're both really good. So he's always been one of my guys. I like him. I think he's kind of an underrated, like people our age probably know about Lupe, but kids now they probably don't know.
No, you're right. I think it'd fall off their radar.
I mean, I think his time in the spotlight wasn't like a 20-year-long career.
Yeah, I think his first 3 albums were pretty good. Like this one, Food and Liquor, then The Cool, and then Lasers, which I bought that one.
Lasers was great too.
Those were all good. And then I kind of after that, I didn't hear much of him. Maybe it's my own fault or whatever.
I'm sure he still released music, but he wasn't. I mean, he came out like a goddamn sun, fucking exploding with Food and Liquor.
Yeah.
Great album.
To be your debut is pretty dope. Go on,
all right, so let's just go through the track list. I guess I'll read them all, and then we'll go back individually. I got the intro, then Real featuring Sarah Green, Just Might Be Okay featuring Gemini, Kick Push, I Gotcha, the instrumental featuring Jonah Metranga,
You got it.
He Say, She Say featuring Gemini and Sarah Green, Sunshine, Daydreamin' featuring Jill Scott, The Cool, Hurt Me Soul, Pressure featuring Jay-Z, American Terrorist featuring Matthew Santos, the Emperor soundtrack, Kick Push 2, and then the outro. So obviously the intro is not really much to. There's like the one chick's talking, and then eventually a beat kicks in, but he doesn't rap over it. But that's what it is. What it is. I mean, I just gave it like a 2.5 because it's not anything.
Yeah, I was confused initially. I was like, when are things starting to progress? Like, I didn't understand kind of like the direction they were heading yet.
Well, any thoughts on the intro really quick?
Yeah, I am.
They could clean it up.
I don't like that he's talking to the first part and the actual song or music that's being played in the second half of it. You should have just cut that first part. Just start with this because he still kind of does some like more slow talking or like
that's what I'm saying.
It's not always just like rapping. So like just do it as a song then, 2-minute song or whatever, and cut the first part out because then I'm not a fan of that was the one with like the car door and like it was kind of like an outside vibe, like sounding initially.
Right.
I think he's trying to set the scenario of like he's coming from the streets of Chicago
I get that.
and
going to a liquor store,
right, and like so I kind of get it artistically, but it's not the most appeasing thing to listen to or whatever. Appealing, I should say.
Put a different lens on that. Yeah, it have a different like feel now.
I would just say like once the beat kicks in, the guy's gushing blood. Once the beat kicks in or whatever, and Lupe's talking, just start rapping a little bit. Give us a little tease, if you will. I don't know. That's what I would say.
Gotcha.
Okay. So 2 Real featuring Sarah Green. I love this song. I love the beat with the guitar riff and the drums, the cymbals kicking in. It's a 4.5 for me. Who wants to take it from me?
Yeah, I mean, I'll probably go like a 2.5, 3.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That was
Solid
rough.
song. I thought it was pretty repetitive at times. It's again still the overarching theme for me, man, is that the beats are so good again that like even the song again, solid is still pretty good for me. 2.5, 3 stars.
Got a Russian judge over here. No, I liked it. I would probably give it a 3.5, 4. Great beat. It really, like I said, now your foot's in the water and you're getting a taste, and I enjoyed it. So it was a good introduction towards his style.
Then we got Just Might Be Okay for Gemini. I put a decent beat, but overall nothing stands out. I'm like 3 stars on it. It's okay.
It's white rice, man.
It's not. It's
Decent beat, sick lyrics.
Lyrics were good.
Probably 3.5. I think it was. It's one of the better, like in the middle, kind of like. To me, there are no skips on this track, on this album.
Yeah.
But there are songs where I'm like, that's not my favorite, and then this one's like a little bit above that, if that makes sense.
Yeah. And then now from this point on, it's pretty much we just sail through. Like these are all
let's run.
Bangers.
No, I'm saying like they're like awesome. Like as far as Kick Push, 5 stars. One of his best known songs is a breakout hit that put him on the map. But still holds up. Got a great beat, great flow.
Do you think it runs
Catchy
long
chorus.
though?
I mean, honestly,
That's the only thought I thought about.
I was gonna say, honestly, like I have multiple 5s on here or like whatever, and this is probably like, even though it's the most famous, like maybe my least favorite of them. I think the other ones are like better. I like it.
No, agreed.
but,
I
like,
just thought it ran a little long. I still love it, but yeah.
Woj.
I mean, a lot of these are just going to be certified bangers.
Yeah.
Certified hood class.
I mean, I got to make something. I might do that this weekend. But like certified banger, stamp of approval right there.
There it is.
I got a lot of those on this one. So next one.
Oh, okay. I gotcha. 5-star for me. I love the
Same.
beat, flow, lyrics. Again, it's catchy. I love the piano in it. It's one of my favorites on the album, and I remember this song from being in Entourage. I heard it. I remember I was like, "Oh, this is the song from Entourage."
Oh shit! I never made that connection. That's good.
That's how my brain works. I kind of associate
right, it
music
is.
and movies and TV together. Woj.
It's not my favorite.
This guy's a terrible judge over here.
I'm gonna leave this here. Whatever happens.
I was gonna say 2 stars.
2
Oh,
stars.
rough.
Okay. There was a period to me that I like. Lupe does this in a lot of his songs, which is why I love it. Is that
Let's
he can
hear
get,
it. Yeah.
You can get onto one not verb, but like one syllable,
Okay.
and he'll just keep like ba-da-da-da-da-da, like he just keeps going back to it. He does it in this song as well, which is like my favorite part. But again, I'm just like a not total overall like was infatuated by it.
Okay.
Don't look at me. Look up.
Okay. Hey, no, I appreciate his at least reasoning. You gotta
Give us a drink.
You don't gotta drink with me.
Give us a drink.
You don't gotta drink with me.
Now the other one that I just started trying to do, not trying to do, but I was doing it. It's like,
attempting.
what's the matter with you? What's the matter with you?
It's my mother's name.
Are you stupid? Fucking stupid.
It's my mother's name. It's a wedding gift.
Sorry, I love that one.
All right. 2 stars.
Yeah, moving on. Come on.
Terrible. All right.
I enjoyed it. That was a good little banter.
The instrumental featuring Jonah Matranga. I put this song was in Madden. It gave me a little nostalgia.
That's all I really
Great
got
beat,
out of it.
guitar, turntables. I'm like, it's funny. I wrote in my notes, sounds like a Linkin Park beat, and then literally Mike Shinoda produced it, so that makes sense.
A lot
That
of
checks.
solid producers on this.
I gave it 4.5.
I'd probably put it around 3 to 4 or 3.5, 4. You know,
Yeah.
Like I said, it's more nostalgia for me.
5 certified banger.
Okay.
All right. He Say, She Say, featuring Gemini and Sarah Green. 5 stars. One of the best on the album. One of my favorite Lupes in general. Love the piano and the violin and the beat. Great feature with the R&B and the great lyrics, great flow. Just a 5 for me.
Agreed. 5. Well rounded there. Thank you.
I'm gonna say pretty good. 3.5.
Pretty good. 1 and a quarter.
Oh my god. Are you sure you like this album? I'm just like,
It's better than a 1.
all right. Sunshine. 5. I got 5 stars.
I love Sunshine. That's my favorite one, actually.
One of the best on the album. One of the best in general for Lupe. Amazing beat, flow. Most
Good
of my lyrics are the
vibes,
same.
too.
Yeah, great, it's catchy, chill song.
Mm-hmm.
I put maybe the best beat on the album.
Yeah, I would agree with that take of the beat. Absolutely disgusting for me. I would probably go a 4.
Oh, all right, we're getting them up there.
Because the beat was amazing and the lyrics is Lupe doing, or the cadence rather, is Lupe doing his thing. So I love that. But yeah, 4. I can't. To me, the upper echelon is like some of these specific 4. I think I got 4 of certified bangers.
Certified.
All right.
Bobby, did you give your?
I already,
he
yeah,
did.
this is my favorite. Yeah.
Here we go.
Daydreaming, features Jill Scott. Again, 5 stars.
Certified.
A lot of my notes for these 3 are like, again, one of my favorite Lupe songs on the album and in general. Amazing beat, flow, chorus, chill song, catchy.
Just put quotes up to the fucking.
Again, maybe the best beat on the album. Again, I put like you could consider it. It's just banger. Anybody, you guys agree with that?
Yeah.
Certified banger.
Double thumbs up.
All right. The cool. I put great flow and lyrical content. Not super catchy. 3 to 3.5 for me on that one.
Yeah, like you said, I think the lyrics on this really hold true, and I enjoyed this. But you're right, the beat, something was missing, but the story is there.
Yeah, it's like got the ingredients, but not the sauce.
Right, exactly.
I don't know.
Not the sauce. I like it.
Doesn't have
it's
the
all there, but it's not the
doesn't have the
sauce.
panache.
I love it.
Interesting.
Dude, fucking, we're bringing that in. It doesn't got the sauce.
I got a
middle.
chill beat. I like the sick reverb effect, and then the rating would probably be a 3.5. I like that he took it again to a different
Different level.
different tempo, different not just the same. Hey, I'm gonna rap on this. Like, you're great at rapping, but let's see what else you can do.
Yeah. All right. Hurt Me Soul, 5 stars.
Certified.
Love the
Banger.
beat. Classic Midwest hip hop beat. Very melodious, with the piano mixed in with the turntables. One of the best on the album and in general. Again.
Second favorite.
Should try and get a button. Just certified banger.
All right. Next one. I'm assuming you guys are good on that one.
Yeah,
we're good. We're solid through it.
Pressure featuring Jay-Z. I love the beat. It's like a funky 70s kind of thing with a great
Disgusting beat.
bass line.
Disgusting beat on
That
this one.
pounds mixed with the guitar and a little keyboard. Lupe's flow is great. Jay-Z's feature is good. Like up tempo. Could have been the first or last song. 4 stars from me.
Yeah, I put a masterpiece musically, and that has, like, you said Jay-Z's verse was good. I kind of agree. It wasn't like anything that I was like, oh my god, he just
No, it's just good to
destroyed
hear.
that.
It's just good to hear like Jay-Z on
There's a drop
on the
in
song.
it,
With
But
us.
yeah, I am I'm kind of a little like disappointed though, because I would have thought with this beat that I think Jay-Z could have put something a little bit doper.
See,
into,
that's where my head was at.
into
too.
that, because the music, like, to me, this is like the perfect. To me, I like this type of rap beat. I like the addition of the older decades, the flow of that, and then a guy that can do on that, like Eminem's a great example of that. That can just do it on whatever beat and like, hey, I'm gonna make this shit sound good.
Maybe we'll like. I don't know. I'm just speculating. I don't know. Maybe Jay-Z, because like he was doing like a favor for Kanye for Lupe, because that's how I'm assuming that's how they got connected.
For sure.
So maybe he's just like, hey, I got this guy Lupe. Maybe you could do a verse, and he's like, all right, man. I guess real quick I can. Maybe,
Okay, I can see how
maybe,
I can see how those things unfold.
because he
a little
wasn't
bit,
known
yeah.
yet, Lupe, and Kanye was barely just coming to be known. So
Right.
it's like, okay, I'll do you a favor, Kanye, or something. I'm just guessing. I don't know, but I would speculate that could be a possibility.
I could see that happening. Yeah.
All right, Bobby, did you like that one? You said.
No, like I said, the beat incredible, the music incredible. Like I said, I think Lupe outshines. I was expecting more. I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. American Terrorist featuring Matthew Santos. I put interesting beat with the cowbell and the Spanish or Italian sounding guitar riffs. I don't know.
Spanish guitar.
Yeah. Not my favorite chorus. Still, Lupe's got good flow. I give it 3 stars.
It was a change of pace. I'd put about the same. Really cool.
Yeah, I would. I would say that the feature was. I mean, I love the feature on this. That was insane. But the The Lupe part for this one was the only one where I was like, okay, it's not my absolute favorite, but it's also not like it's nothing that I would be like, this is terrible.
That's how I kind of.
It's just it just was
like
like
dialed back a
it's
little
like
bit.
good, it's a good Lupe song. Like I like it, but again, I think the feature is kind of more of my favorite part of it. It just gets a little bit more catchier for me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Next one.
Emperor soundtrack, meh beat, meh song overall. Probably my least favorite song on the album.
I'm gonna agree with
2
you.
stars.
I would say this is as close as it comes to a skip, but honestly, because the album's so good, I would still listen to this. It's not an absolute skip. You can't listen to it at all.
Yeah.
It's borderline for me, yeah, but yeah.
Kick Push 2. I like the beat with the piano and the cello and the violins. 3.5 stars.
Yeah, bringing out the different instruments puts a different, it paints it a different color. I like it. Like I said, 3, middle of the road, but,
I said the original is better,
Oh, of course.
better, yeah.
Man, that's not even.
and with that, that's all I'll say.
All right.
About
Okay. No grading? No.
I had 3.
All right.
It's,
Oh,
again,
that's higher than some of your other shit, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, but again, overall,
Right.
there are no songs on this album. I take it back. We're getting to but there are no songs on this album
So the
that I go,
outro,
I
yeah.
cannot listen to the song. It needs to be skipped. Unfortunately, on some of the albums we have done, there are songs that I literally couldn't listen to on the Bobby, what was the heavier metal one?
Corn.
I mean, yeah, there are some
We did
songs that I go,
Metallica, too,
I
yeah.
couldn't, but Metallica was great.
Yeah.
But I'm saying on the Korn album specifically, there are just some songs that I was like, I physically cannot listen to this because it was giving me a headache. And again, it's not to shit on you. It's just simply
It's just
past
a preference.
experience.
Got
Yeah.
it.
All right. Outro, 1 star. I mean, if I could go less, I could go less.
0.
0.
I'm gonna give it
Yeah.
Fuck
Can we
that
go 0?
noise.
Okay.
Yeah, I was like, well, what is going on here? And it goes on for like
Again,
12, 14
Again,
minutes.
you set up, you get the awesome beat you get from the beginning. I mean, you don't rap on it. You just shout out names and you thank multiple people for 12 minutes, over
And
12 minutes.
And to be honest, you shout out names like a fucking idiot.
And it's the end of the album. Why?
Hey, yo, Little Flo, yo.
Like-
Then he shot some crazy names out.
Again, you need to.
Didn't he say P. Diddy in there?
Maybe. I don't know. I mean, this is
I think he
before
said-
that shit.
I think he
though.
said P. Diddy in there, dude.
But is that standard practice, especially on your first album, like to give credit on,
Yeah, I mean,
on the
like, it
outro,
is-
but
A little.
Not 14 minutes
not,
worth,
Not
yeah.
12 minutes worth, yeah.
Yeah, or
and
whatever.
usually like you would like rap a little before and then like it'd be like kind of like hidden at the end. Like,
Sure.
like I'm gonna, like
a drop in rather than
like Kanye did that before. He would like thank people and then he would rap after, like if you or something, or vice versa. He'd rap and then he'd thank them.
bake it in, maybe.
Yeah. So yeah, it was like horrible way to end a great album. I put
Right.
in my notes.
Could you believe this is his real name? Wasalu Mohammed Jaco.
Jaco. Yeah. No, I did not know that was his name.
There you
Lupe
go.
Fiasco is more catchy for sure.
Yeah, for
No
sure.
shit.
Can't really go by the
I was gonna say if you guys
given
if
name.
you guys like this one, listen to the Cool.
The Cool, yeah.
or maybe I'll do it sometime for another album thing.
I hope he ends up watching this. My coworker, I was mentioning about the podcast. I was like, "Hey, we're doing Lupe Fiasco," and he's like, "Dude, I put on the Cool. Like that was my jam." And I was like, "You and Ryan over here, you
Yeah.
guys have similar tastes. Like you got to get you two in a room. That's it."
I mean, when I picked this one, I had thought about picking the Cool first, but I was like, this one has so many good ones as well. I'm like,
Yeah.
let's do that one first because it's the first album. I can go back to the Cool another time, but
Dude, almost verbatim.
I probably listen to the Cool more than I listen to the Food and Liquor. But
Interesting.
Both
I'm
are great.
Oppo.
Well, not because I mean just because it's the way I just like search.
Right,
it,
you like
Cool.
that one better. It's fine.
No, I mean it's not even that. I mean I listen to it more, so I have more like nostalgia for it as well. I think.
Sure.
So, whoever's album choice, I think it's Bobby.
It got
right?
me now. We're gonna change things up a little bit.
Change it up.
Slow it down.
Change it
We're
up.
gonna do State Radio, Us Against the Crown.
And which one of those are the group?
So State Radio is the
State
group.
Radio is the
The album is Us Against the Crown.
That's
State
good,
Radio.
Good question, Woj. I was thinking the same thing.
Coming at you. Never heard of that group. I'm
Yeah.
excited. Let's
I am
see what we got.
excited.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, so
We'll
I
be back.
guess
Yeah, get yourself a drink.
we'll be back, and Bobby's got the movie.
Yeah, he got
the
me.
Salton Sea.
Yeah, that's
with
right.
Val Kilmer,
Finishes up.
wrapping up our Val Kilmer trifecta.
Mm-hmm.
And then Woj will have the free choice starting next time. Looking forward to hearing what that'll be.
Yeah, I'm
Got
excited.
some time to ruminate.
We got some irons in the fire. Let's
we do.
go.
Yeah, we didn't mention it at the beginning, but we took a hiatus for 1 week, and honestly, it's good to recharge the old batteries.
It was. We were going steady, but yeah,
But we're also gearing up though for again the 100th episode. We're gonna be doing a lot of shit for that. That's gonna be a nice all day affair kind of thing.
Oh yeah.
Maybe multiple episodes. Maybe 100th episode, part 1, part 2. I don't know.
we'll figure it out.
All right, so take a break.
Yeah,
Come
we'll
back?
come
Yep.
back.
Cool.
Welcome back, Journeymen Lounge podcast listeners. I know you guys are eagerly waiting for the second half. We are going to be going over Val Kilmer in the Salton Sea.
Bobby's got his notes.
Got my notes, printed it out. I got the characters, a summary, some music, and a couple lines I enjoyed from this. So
Bobby's got a typewriter at home.
I guess, I got a printer.
I'm kidding.
Poor bastard. I'm kidding.
Just twisting the knife.
A little bit. All right, before we get into this, this is the third of the trifecta. I guess, what were your expectations? Let me ask that. What were your expectations going into this movie?
It's a good question, Robert, and I have an answer for you.
Okay.
So, I honestly, because Val Kilmer is such a good actor, and
Right.
the Doors that we did, and then Batman Forever, whether you don't like the movie or not, whatever, the acting is still there. So I knew that Val Kilmer is a good actor. In Heat, he's fucking great too. So I'm expecting that it's going to be good acting. The part that was more surprising to me is I've never heard of this film.
Mm-hmm.
The plot actually, to me, is like kind of interesting. So it ends up being a nice pairing of like already knowing that it's that, and then I'm surprised by the plot going through it, and I'm like, at the end of the movie, I was like, again, I enjoyed that movie. And this is a rare occurrence when you see a movie for the first time.
Right.
Like,
and I was
feel
hoping
like
this was going to be novel for you guys.
A lot of times it's not an immediate, like, I like this movie. It's normally like, I think Ryan said it maybe before, like, I got to see it again and see what
maybe to better appreciate it.
Give me another chance at it, and then maybe I'll pick it up a little bit
Okay.
more. But liked it overall, again, the first time. What do you got, Ryan?
Well,
No, not rating it. Expectations.
No,
going
yeah.
into it.
All right. So, yeah, you know what, Bobby? When you choose a movie, I don't know what to expect all the time. Sometimes
I'm all over the place.
crap.
man.
I hate it, I hate it, and I hate it. Or sometimes I'm like,
I hate it.
He
I
gave
hate it.
you 3 of them.
Oh, man.
hated
Words.
it.
no, but other
Words have been.
But then other times I'm like, all right, and then okay, you had said
I hate it.
you had said you had told us what the concept was before we watched
Yeah.
it. You're like about his wife got killed and he becomes a meth head or whatever.
You said something about
I'll
meth.
do the synopsis here.
No,
in
I'm
a
just
minute.
saying what you had said, and I'm like, okay, that concept actually sounds pretty awesome. I'm like, sounds like something I'd watch. So I was like, all right, I don't know. I'm like, I'm excited, but I'm nervous. And then I go to watch it. I fucking loved it, dude. It was
Yeah,
great.
baby, that's what I'm talking about.
Never seen it, never heard of it.
Yeah, never heard of it.
You know what I liked about this though? We all did leading roles, not him
Yeah.
as a support. But
Yeah.
I was like, I saw this when I was So I guess when did you first see this movie? Obviously,
Literally
2
2
weeks
weeks
ago. 2 weeks ago.
and
See,
it
I
was
saw
fantastic.
this. I saw this when I was in college. I think one of the weeks that people are starting to get to I was a junior year at ISU and came across. I was like, this is fucking sweet. And then when we were doing this whole, I was like, okay, let me just kind of double up, see what you guys pick. And I was like, I'm going with this one because I really wanted a lead acting role, whereas some of his other great ones like Heat, Tombstone, it's more of a support role.
Yeah.
But I would argue that those movies, I think, tend to be overall, most people recognize those guys and go wow, Val Kilmer is amazing in that. But I feel like a lot of people haven't seen him as the main.
Right. So this one is,
lead.
this is him driving the, driving
I mean, he
the
has
bus.
to. He's the main,
driving the vehicle.
main
of this
character,
one. So
main protagonist.
here's the synopsis. I'm going to run through quick. After the murder of his wife, Val Kilmer, his character is Danny Parker or Tom Van Allen. I guess depending on what light
Well,
you see him in.
just go through
Yeah,
the
I'll go into it.
synopsis and then you'll
Is in
see
search
the-
for redemption and set adrift in a world where he knows nothing and it seems like everything's fucking, upside down. So on this journey, he befriends slacker Jimmy the Finn, who is Peter Sarsgaard. I hope I got that right. Becomes involved in rescuing his neighbor Colette from her own demons and got entangled to a web of deceit, lies, and basically redemption for him to getting back the people that murdered his wife. So it's all kind of a revenge arc, but at the same time, it's him kind of coming to terms with the type of person he was in these two different types of, best way to describe Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde a little bit.
Yeah,
know?
but can we add it? I mean, again, this
right.
is a movie that's 20 years
We're
old.
gonna
so
spoil it.
We're gonna spoil the
yeah,
shit
we are
out
going to
of it.
spoil the
He's-
shit out of this. So
But he's an undercover.
He's a CI.
CI.
he's a CI by choice, by his own doing, because he has an idea. He was able to research and found a few personnel items when he was attacked, him and his wife, when they were at a meth house just trying to get directions because they got lost.
Can I also
Yeah.
to just interject here? He also is a savant. So
Yes, yep.
when I think it's really more like photographic memory, is that there's a couple scenes in which
Mm-hmm.
the police. What would they be to? What's the word for it?
Detectives.
Yeah, but what's it to him? He's a criminal informant.
There is
They're
handlers.
the handlers.
Yeah.
So the handlers, who are dickheads, they're like, "What do you got for us?" And he's like, "Boom." He
Details,
had 400, grams in the drawer. He has a shotgun Mossberg pump on the left
Yeah.
side table behind the
Two
thing.
Uzis sitting ready.
Right, yeah. So he has that photographic memory thing that ends up being.
I like that you use the word savant because he was his original character, Tom Van Allen, the one who had a wife. He was incredible, like Miles Davis on the
Professional
trumpet.
trumpet
Yeah,
player,
trumpet
yeah.
player. So
It's cool. It's cool that he's living it's
Almost
basically it's two different lives. It's the
right.
life with
one
his
life
wife.
ended. He
It
picked
is
it up.
shattered to. I'm
Yeah.
shattered to pieces.
Shattered.
Are you acting? Are you? Yeah, I am. I broke my hip, you bitch. Sorry. But it is these two completely different lives, and I like the way in which they start with you're thinking this is just a meth head, and they do a binge meth and all that stuff, and then they get into the unraveling of
His story.
why he's doing this, why he becomes a CI, and the way in which he orchestrates it himself. That's the part I like the most
yeah.
about the movie. Is he has a plan, and he enacts it to its fullest extent.
It really unravels a lot, like many layers to the movie. It's like one of those things you play with when you're a kid and you
I'm like an onion.
yeah, or like an onion, yeah,
Ogres are like onions.
Well, because like you said, at first you're like, okay, it starts off with the building's on fire and
They stink? Sorry.
he's talking and you're like, oh, how'd this happen? You're like, now you're intrigued, how do we get here?
Right. They did the ending and brought it
Right.
in full circle.
And then it's like, oh, he was a drug addict, so maybe he did drugs and he started a fire. But then you keep finding out more and more, oh, actually he's not really a drug, or maybe he was or is, but not really. That's not his main.
I think he does it as a cover.
I think he dabbles. I think it helps with the pain. Well, I think it probably helps. I think it probably helps with the pain, but he's got a central focus of revenge for his wife or whatever.
Right.
And then it's like, oh, not only is he a drug dealer, he's actually a CI for these cops. Oh, not only is he a CI for these cops, he's actually a CI for the FBI. Oh, he's working with these cops because they're the ones who
double-crossing
killed
them,
his
yeah.
wife. Oh
Right.
shit! There's three, and then at the end there's three twist endings. The first one with the bulletproof vest,
and also on top of it, that he is a guy who put away, I think, a cartel member.
Right,
And then
so
the
the-
cartel is
Oh, yeah.
also finding out his
yeah.
identity.
and that comes back with Luis Guzman at the end. And when you think the movie's already over,
Right, dude. That blew my mind.
Yeah, I was like, oh my god, this just keeps getting.
It was to me. This is how I was describe
All right,
it.
dude,
is
I
that
got one.
The twist. The twists were done in such a way that you kind of think okay, it's a good twist. It's gonna happen. Then it twists back this way. Then you go for a little bit. Then it twists. Then twist at the fucking end. You're like, oh my god! I did not think.
I like that it was
gonna end up
organically
here.
put together. Though I didn't feel like any of it was really forced, and I thought the scene, we're gonna go right into scenes after this, but I really liked the progression, and I really enjoyed the supporting characters that help kind of paint each picture. There was a lot of different scenes that made up this movie, and I think they really knocked it out of the park.
Well, yeah, and I was gonna say like, not only obviously you got Val, but you got a great supporting cast of characters and actors. You know, Glenn Plummer, Anthony LaPaglia.
I mean, let's just
let me go through it.
sorry.
I got it right
Yeah.
here. We got Val Kilmer as Danny Parker, Tom Van Allen, Vincent D'Onofrio as
Get it
Pooh
right.
Bear, Adam Goldberg, Cujo, Luis Guzman as Quincy. Quincy. Yep.
Yeah.
Doug Hutchinson, Gus Morgan, Anthony LaPaglia, Al Garcetti, Glenn Plummer as Bobby. I fucking love his character. He's great.
Yeah.
Peter Sarsgaard, Jimmy the Finn, Deborah Kara Unger as Colette, Chandra West, Liz, B.D. Wong is Bubba. That was the only. We'll get into it. R. Lee Ermey is Vern Plummer. I think he was in it for all of a second.
Like 1 minute.
Yeah. Shalom Harlow's Nancy. Shirley Knight, Nancy Plummer. Meatloaf was in there
Meatloaf?
for a second.
Danny Trejo.
Yep.
Danny Trejo,
Danny
yeah.
Trejo is Little Bill. Josh Todd, Big Bill. Azura Syke or Sky, Teresa.
Rex Lynn is who you're leaving off of that. It might also fall into that guy.
Oh yeah, Rex
category,
Lynn. Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
But I did just throw it in as mainly just a connection to Russia.
Okay.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
missed that
You're
one
right.
then. All right.
You're right.
So what a cast though, right?
Yeah, I mean, you got a great concept, and then you got great direction and great supporting people in it, and it's just like it really surprised. Like like obviously when you picked like Forgetting Sarah Marshall and The Mummy, I've seen those. I knew I liked them, but as far as ones that I had never heard of that you chose, this by far is my favorite. Like that I didn't know. Like, it's
No,
really
I
good, yeah.
appreciate it. Now, this movie runs about an hour 43. It was released in June of 2002, and the director, DJ Caruso, I'm not really familiar with much of his
He did
other...
Disturbia.
He did... Okay, I'm not too familiar with his other work, so...
He did a couple other things that weren't as good, but Disturbia would be the main one that you would probably know him from with Shia LaBeouf.
Yep.
And Carrie Moss.
Carrie-Anne Moss. Yeah, he did a couple other ones.
Oh, you know who's in that? What's his dick? The guy from the Rock is a terrible one that he's in, but he was
Break it down.
the villain guy, you mean? The neighbor guy?
Yeah, but he's in a bunch of shit. He's in
David Morse.
David Morse. He was in Green Mile,
Yeah.
shit like that. Yeah, sorry.
All right, so let's break it down. Let's kick it to Woj scenes.
Sorry. Before we do that, I'm just gonna throw out. It's produced by Frank Darabont, which is
Shawshank.
Shawshank. I think he did Catch Me If You Can as well.
First season and a half of The Walking Dead.
Let's see. I mean, the guy, Frank Darabont, I mean, everything he touched is...
I think this one flew under the radar. I'm not sure if this was a critically acclaimed, successful movie.
It was, yeah. But what's his face? I read about this. Hold on a second. Roger Ebert gave us I think 3 stars or something.
Is 3 stars good or bad?
3 out of 4 stars.
Okay.
So
well,
yes,
coming from him, he's
but
a very...
the movie didn't make any money. The budget
Sure,
of 18
so
only made
low.
1.1.
Yeah,
Right.
So I think it's like
it's almost like
technical
indie.
flop, I guess.
it's unfortunate because this is a really good movie. Like
It's
I don't
like indie.
know if they didn't market it or what the deal was in 2002.
This is what it is, man. Meth isn't marketable. That's what it is. It's content.
Well, it's just pre-Breaking Bad.
Yeah, this is
so,
pre-Big.
But Breaking Bad though, as Ryan is obviously a huge fan of,
Right.
they do it in an eloquent way. It's almost scientific in that this is definitely grittier
Yeah.
and scenes of doing meth. I think that's in general the general public in 2002 wasn't like, hey, let's go see those meth movies.
I mean, maybe too. Not I love Val, but maybe at this time he was kind of coming down, if you will. Like not
what
as,
he was doing was he was transitioning from that young Tombstone, where he's like the quick-witted guy and whatever. This is a little grittier. They do probably a piece that he chose, and he was like, I want to fucking do this. This sounds like an awesome role. And then in 2006, 7, 8, then he started doing the action guy, the films that are literally one word, where it's Gringo or some shit. That's a movie.
You mean The
about
Saints
it.
or something?
I mean,
like
I would
that?
just
But that
say,
was before him. Okay.
Val Kilmer. You got prime build Val Kilmer, mid 80s to mid 90s.
Right.
Or,
No,
that's
yeah.
Top Gun to
85 to 95.
to the Saint.
85, yeah, 85 to 95 is perfect.
Like
yeah.
97 is the Saint,
Sure.
the last big.
Yeah.
After that, he kind of was still trying to be one of the Hollywood people, but I don't think.
I like the fact that I think he focused on more creative projects. He didn't have to prove himself at this point, and I think this fell in that same category.
It's unfortunate because he's really fucking good.
Some of the movies that I was referencing is like he was in Played, Moscow Zero, Numbers, Conspiracy, Delgo, Columbus Day. So, like these are Felon. These are like action movies that they just churn out.
Lower budget.
With the guy, and it's probably just like, hey, Val Kilmer's kicking ass in this movie. Do you want to watch it?
Sure.
I think that's where his career transitioned after like having these fucking amazing roles that are like specific to the like, hey, the role is interesting. He does the acting well. I mean, this is his heyday. I would even stretch it into like 98. I would give Val Kilmer.
All right, we could.
But okay, scenes, Bobby. Sorry, I went on a tangent, but we'll.
I enjoyed it.
Scenes. The Val Kilmer voiceover. I've already mentioned this. This is fantastic. Keep doing this.
I mean, I love narration. I always generally do.
Going into like one of the first scenes with the meth origination.
Meth house.
Old font footage of like how, and it's very like back in the day. Methamphetamine you add
the history of it. Yeah.
Right. And so I love that. I love the old footage put in there.
And the Germans gave it.
There's a little quick scene. I don't know if you guys picked out the Bobby as the meth dealer where he's freaking out. He's got his like girlfriend.
Glenn Plummer, yeah.
Glenn Plummer.
Yeah.
Bobby. Like I like the part right after where he's got the harpoon and he like points it at him a bunch, and then they finally get out the door. Harpoon comes right in between them and the door, and they're like, "All right, let's get the fuck out of here."
100%. And then like right after that, you got like it's finally revealed that Val is a CI. Well, at first you're like, is he a detective or is he a CI? And then he meets with the detectives, like, oh, he's a CI, okay, and like, and you're like, this is the first time that you notice or that they show you that he notices all these details, like Woj said before, like, oh, he's got the guns in the bathroom, he's got all this drugs under here, like stuff you couldn't see before.
Like I said, I think he's very keen to the details, photogenic, and
which I do feel
very
like
intelligent.
They could have drawn that out a little bit more and done something a little bit more with that to like help him be like, hey, I'm gonna fucking beat you mentally right now. Like this is how it's.
I think they do mention it when they're in the church scene where he's like, guys, I'm yes, I'm your CI, but I've been hand feeding you these wins left and right, like layups, and giving you exact details of what to be prepared for. Like you guys, can't treat me like shit. And you're basically saying, hey, you're out. Someone's trying to kill you, but good luck. You know.
Yeah, and then we see Glenn Plummer's character's killed or whatever. I guess I'm assuming resisting arrest probably, or maybe
he's high
or maybe they just stole his
I
money. The detectives maybe just robbed him. I don't know.
Where he was dead, like at the bottom of like blood spilling into the drain. I was curious on how he got there. I guess that was my.
I mean, probably a run out, a chase with. A gun.
Did he get shoot a few times and just flip over
nothing? But I assume they robbed him, right? And they didn't report it or whatever.
Yeah, so Anthony LaPaglia and Doug Hutchinson, the cops are dirty.
They're dirty.
So they're fucking.
Which
over
we don't know at
everybody.
this point in the movie, but
true.
Looking back at it now, because I think BD Wong had a line, and he's like, they never reported any of these cases or
didn't have Val Kilmer registered as a criminal informant.
Yeah. So clearly they were just using him to
everything was under the
rob
table.
people, or I'm guessing, or whatever.
It was one of your scenes, and I got one myself.
I like the slow-mo photogenic photographic memory scenes. The intro to Pooh Bear and
damn it,
this is,
I like it. The whole JFK, like, so that what a character. This I think he steals the show to some extent, and Val Kilmer is a hell of an actor, but his interpretation of Pooh Bear, and I actually watched some special features.
Well, D'Onofrio.
D'Onofrio, that's what I'm saying. He steals the show Pooh Bear. From Val Kilmer's role, but but he actually trained to speak only out of his mouth when he was talking, because in this version, Pooh Bear lost his nose due to excessive meth, cocaine, any stimulant, just ramming it up the nose. But he trained himself like, hey, if I'm a guy without a nose, really, I need to talk only out of my. And you heard that from him, and that whole scene of the JFK assassination. Rolling into, he's like, well, he didn't need his head much because I figured a guy who, is going to stiff me 11. Like, holy shit. Like, that's your first kind of takeaway from this interaction, to try to get a last score to get himself out of Dodge. So
Yeah, I mean they literally
Fucking
recreate
incredible.
the Zapruder film with
Zapruder, that's what
the
it's called.
like the with the little remote car
Yeah,
and the
exactly.
pigeon taped to the car.
yeah, they taped the pigeons in the vehicle and like rolled it around as if it was going to that plaza or whatever.
I like
Dealey Plaza, there
the
it is.
description of Cujo's heist. So Cujo's one of the
Stealing.
meth heads, and he's explaining
Bob
like, "This is how we're
Hope's
gonna
shit.
rob." I believe it's a bank.
No, Bob Hope's shit.
Bob Hope's shit. That's
I don't know what it was. It's some office building or something.
Bob Hope's feces, and they're gonna sell
Sell
it,
it on
and
the-
it just gets crazier and crazier. The shit is on the ground. He picks it up. They got the guns. There's a really funny close up of Adam Goldberg's face. I fucking love Adam Goldberg. He's great. He's
awesome.
Confused.
Days
He does a good job.
But dude, close up of his face is great.
Definitely Val when he goes back to Pooh Bear to tell him that he wants less product now, and Pooh Bear has Val take his pants off and put his dick near the angry badger in the cage.
Yeah, what was his name?
Yikes.
Doctor
And like luckily,
Stubbins or something.
Danny Trejo was one of Pooh Bear's henchmen or whatever guards. He
Yeah.
took money from like 10 grand,
Yeah, he was gonna buy
Val
some,
Kilmer.
you
and Val Kilmer smartly was like, "Hey, this guy's talking shit about you. He even stole your money from me." He's like, "What?" And then he searches him and he has it. Then he flips the badger on Danny Trejo. That was intense. As fuck.
I know, but I like his reasoning. He's like, just because this guy's a dick about to get bitten
Danny
off,
Park.
ain't mean he's telling me lies either. Let's check him.
Right.
I like quickly with Pooh Bear at one point he puts his nose on just like a little crooked. It's not
Yeah, it's a little askew. I get you.
it's not it's not super noticeable. It was like just enough where you're like, he's kind of fucked up right there. That's great. I also got the part where Pooh Bear shoots himself in the leg.
at the table, the shootout.
Well, yeah, but it's
the fallout
Danny
afterwards.
plants a gun there
Mm-hmm.
the first time he's there, and then he fucking starts, and Pooh Bear just like he can't get it out. He just fucking lights his leg up.
Blasts one right
Yeah.
through, and then he sits himself down. He's like, "Okay, this is how
Like, he knew he was gonna die. Yeah.
So
The flashback scene showing what happened to Val and his wife.
that was intense.
At the meth house and how he witnessed the murders and his wife getting killed or whatever.
Yeah, it was
and the
rough.
whole redemption or the reasoning why he's doing what he's doing. And then also the reveal that he's working for the FBI the whole time to get these two detectives arrested, or at least that you think so at the time or whatever. The ones who killed his wife, they're dirty cops. You
And
find
there's a detail in this. So originally, when they were setting up the final, meeting with Pooh Bear to do this large buy, it was at a motel, and the money was being provided by the FBI.
yeah.
Now, if you didn't notice, he had a trunk in his closet, and when he opened it up, there was an insurance check for life insurance for his wife that he never cashed.
Interesting.
He cashed it to have the cash made available for the Pooh Bear. So when he was walking in there, he
Okay.
wasn't walking in there, empty-handed.
Okay.
So that was one of those little things I picked up on. I was like, because he's like, this is the final either. And that it kind of pulls to that scene where he's like, if I'm, 8 or 9 doesn't matter, or, doesn't matter either way. Like, I'm ready for whatever's next. It was just, for me, I think it was almost like, a tiny detail that probably slipped many people.
I
through it.
didn't catch it on the first one, but seldomly do people catch everything on the first time.
That's such a cool scene, though, the shootout scene.
I mean, when
shootout's amazing.
the last part that I really enjoyed was Danny, like you felt the anger of him. He empties the fucking whole clip into Doug Hutchinson's
yeah.
character. I forget what his
And then
name
puts
was.
the gun, puts it up to his own head for
to do the last one.
Yeah,
End it
and-
all. And
And they show you the bullet count, and he's out of bullets. Or
Yeah.
yeah,
whatever.
that's
cool.
great. He's like, it's really important fucking thing to remember now.
Yeah.
Is it 8 or 9?
I like that part, and then stabbing him with the needle full of the drugs.
Holy shit! Yeah, that guy's gonna see the goddamn moon.
But then, like
he's
Woj,
gonna OD.
like Woj said, he's like, fuck it, I'm just looking to shoot you anyway, blow you to pieces.
Yeah, he empties the whole
I
magazine.
mean, the
on
whole thing
them.
too. Him playing possum with the bulletproof vest before that, and like waiting, and
He was biding his time, I guess. but
then the last final twist with Luis Guzman. He's the guy who's in the beginning. The cop said to Val Kilmer's character, you need to get out of town because you ratted on this guy and he knows someone ratted.
He's gonna start
He's gonna
knocking on some
find
doors.
you,
Yeah.
basically. And he befriends like his neighborhood girl who's been abused by this Spanish guy. And it turns out that he's the one who's been working for the guy that was after him, and that was like a whole
He's like,
set up and plan to flush him out or whatever. So that was really sick.
Yeah, that was great at the end.
And then he gets saved by Peter Skarsgård's character. I forgot what his name is. I'm sorry.
Jimmy the Finn.
He was in the fire, and then like Val's like in the hospital, and he
thought he was in
looks
hell. He's
up.
like linoleum. Yeah, it must be. There's a few good quotes in here, and there's only one
let's go to 'em.
read that I want to go through, and that's the monologue for the kid selling guns.
Sure, I'm going to throw out just a
Go ahead.
couple because I have a handful. He's like narrating of like, I don't remember exactly how it gets there. Maybe I think it had to do with a meth creation. But he's talking about the Japanese, and he's just like, maybe that's why it took 2 bombs to get him to surrender. Like, they're resilient. Talking about fucking Hiroshima and Nagasaki. I just like a simple one. Nothing is as it seems. I think it's kind of foreboding in the movie, but it's also, it's just a nice line to put in a movie, I think. Anybody
Nice
else
wink.
going?
Yeah, I agree.
Ryan, you got
I don't
anything?
have any quotes really. I mean, this
Okay.
is, to me is not a. I mean, again, it's the first time I saw it too, so it's like nothing stood out to me. But I love the movie, so I don't know.
Okay.
Take that for
I
what you will.
I never noticed your eyes were hazel. I like that one. I don't know. You got language skills, son. Oh, dude, Jimmy the Finn man. He's like, Danny, can I ask you a question? What does JFK stand for? And he's like, JFK stands for John Fitzgerald Kennedy. It's like,
Thanks for that.
Danny, thanks for not laughing.
I loved his character. I think he did a great job for his supporting role.
Yeah, they had a great character relationship too. They're like
Yeah.
best friends, but he's hiding this shit from him.
The last one I just have is, oh shit, what is this? I don't know. I thought it was good. All right, Bobby, hit us
So
with your
the one
monologue.
I liked out of the gate, I'm gonna do the read for the kid selling guns, but the one, the first couple of sentences that even start us off for this movie. So this is where I found myself. No, I should choose my words more wisely. This is where the world I sought out, the land of perpetual night party, day swallowing night and night swallowing day, the crank compressing time like some divine piston on an awesome downstroke. We've been at this for what, 3-4 days? And then, he goes in a little bit more, but I kind of like just that opening monologue. I'm like, holy shit. Okay. Like, let me just, put my seatbelt on and let's get started on this adventure. Now there is, so when he finds out that the, Mexican gang is after him because he turned in one of their, dealers, he has to go out and get himself protection. He found himself in this really odd room. I think it was painted yellow or something like that. It was like the color choice in this scene was just nuts, but I'm going to go ahead and read the monologue of this kid selling the gun. Mister, I only deal in high-end weapons. All guaranteed stolen, all traceable, only to the original owners. Glock, semi-automatic 9mm. Tenefer matte finish, polymer grip, fixed sights, 4.5-inch barrel, 22 ounces, double action, and a 10-round magazine. Mister, I could hook you up with this gun for the low price of $350. Well below market value. Maybe you're looking for something with a chrome finish, something to impress the ladies. This right here is the Llama Mini Max 38 Super Auto Semi-Automatic. Fresh satin chrome, black rubber grip, 3-dot fixed sight, 3.5-inch barrel, skeletonized hammer with an extended slide release, 8-capacity magazine, and a single action. Mister, I'm not going to lie to you, this gun is not the bomb. It'll do the job, but it ain't all that. That's why you can walk out of here with this gun for the incredible low price of $150. Maybe you're looking for power. Well, this gun got mad power, mad kick, and mad reputation. That's right, it's a Smith & Wesson 357 Magnum revolver. Rubber combat-style grips, fixed rear, ramp front sights, 2-inch barrel, weighs in at a feather 21 ounces. 8-shot capacity, right there, 8-shot capacity, and double action. Mister, if it's impact you're looking for, the Magnum will satisfy all your needs. Mister, these are my guns. All sales are final. All prices are negotiable. I kind of like that. That's a good run.
It's right up your alley because you like guns.
And I do. And I'll say this, a 357 with 21 ounces, holy shit, that thing's light as shit because,
light. Okay.
Yeah, light. Yeah, that's going to go pow. I guess you keep a steady hand because it's going to be a big blast.
So
and I guess you kind of see that during that.
Heavy?
It's light, I'm saying, but the load is heavy.
Well, it's 357. It's fucking.
Yeah, it's going to blow holes through them. They're going to have chunks.
Definitely so.
But it's coming from a smaller, gun in terms of like, it can't, like a heavier gun could like take on a beating of that force. lighter guns, you got to have more of a sturdy wrist, sturdy hand.
I can see it.
Yeah.
I just got a couple things for soundtrack. I'll go through them.
Yeah. I got plenty.
Yeah.
Do you guys have on that?
Yeah.
Okay,
Of
calm
course.
it down. Calm it down.
I'm calm.
I like the opening. It's called Saeta. It's an excellent waning trumpet kind of solo. Just instead of waiting till the picking Nits, Val Kilmer does a horrific job of looking like he's playing the trumpet. It's terrible.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
I mean,
I guess I didn't notice the difference. So you only have 3 little plunger things, right?
The face looks terrible.
Okay.
But okay.
I mean, 3. I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
3 songs stuck out to me.
Mm-hmm.
Ain't That a Kick in the Head, Dean Martin.
Yep.
Funk 49 by the James Gang. And a favorite of mine, Man Overboard from Blink-182.
Okay. Oh yeah.
Man Overboard was on there. They also had Loving You.
By Minnie Riperton. Yeah.
That's right. Walk on the Wild Side.
Lou Reed.
Oh, yeah, that one's good too, yeah.
Learn to Yodel. That was I think it was more of that instrumental, right?
It was a fucking it's a what's it called, like a tape, a teaching tape.
right. Maybe
It was like an instructional video of like learning. This is how you yodel.
okay.
That was fucking crazy in the background.
So I heard that and I dropped it in there. I got a bunch of others here, but I Fall to Pieces by Patsy Cline.
Okay. I put Morning by Tantric. That sounds
Yeah.
fucking dope.
It's on here. Yep. Great. Like I said, I think for the soundtrack, you're not gonna catch. I think super well-known tracks, but I like the use of it. I like the timing of it. I thought it brought together a lot of the scenes and a lot of different the feels pretty well.
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah, it was good.
I'm good on soundtrack. Moving on.
All right. I guess let's talk about casting couch or characters that stole the show for you.
Yeah.
I want to talk about that. Go ahead.
Well, obviously,
You
Vincent.
just said I want to talk
I was like,
about
I was-
that.
I want to talk
Ryan-
about the topic.
Ryan, go ahead.
Ryan.
Obviously, Vincent D'Onofrio is
Yeah,
like
hands
the runaway. But if we're not
We're
gonna
not worthy.
if we're not gonna pick him, I thought Glenn Plummer was really good in the
It's
beginning.
Bobby.
Yeah, as the drug dealer, meth head. He's like
Sitting on his
tweaking
girl.
out.
Yeah.
I've seen him in a bunch of movies, but never like that crazy. So I was like, damn, this guy's a really good actor. Like,
Low-key,
I
yeah.
didn't think he could do that. I was impressed. I got more, but I'm the way Wojumster has. Them.
I mean, the guy that, to me, there's not really. Peter Sarsgaard is great.
Yeah, he's great,
in
yeah.
his role, but it's not like my favorite role of all time. I mean, I'm a Luis Guzman fan. I mean, that's,
Okay,
always
fair.
good.
that's my guy, hands down.
yeah.
Anything he's in. Now, granted, again, I like him more in a comedic role, but at least this one, again, I kind of see his range of like,
Yeah.
he's fucking believable as a guy who's a piece of shit.
If you want to see him as a villain, watch Narcos. He's good.
Narcos,
He's
okay.
good in
I'll
that.
check it out.
Yeah.
But yeah, that would be maybe my guy then.
Adam Goldberg was also really
Damn
good.
it. Yeah, that was my
Oh,
run.
sorry,
No.
Bob.
Go ahead. You have a better take on this. Go ahead.
Well, he's just a great actor. He's the guy, as Woj said earlier, he's in Dazed and Confused. He's been in many. He was in Friends, Entourage.
He's been in a lot
A
of.
lot of things. I think, wasn't he in like Saving Private Ryan? Or?
Saving Private Ryan.
Yep.
Right, yeah. He's
The guy
He gets
shouting,
stabbed.
Gets stabbed.
Up.
Yeah, the guy who
His
up
Upham's
him doesn't
being-
help him,
He's
lets
shouting,
him
shouting
die.
to up him.
Just like a great supporting guy. If you ever want to if you're building like a team, like he's a guy you want, like a Alex Caruso.
There you go. Good.
Just like a
good
solid,
comparison.
like underrated actor who brings
That was a good.
brings it every time.
correlation.
Well, we are watching the Thunder
Yeah.
game right now. He just brings it every time. And then also Anthony LaPaglia, I thought was pretty good in this movie as well. I had him listed.
I thought he was great.
But obviously,
I think
other people are better. But he was good.
I just think the villains in this, the Anthony LaPaglia, Doug Hutchinson, they can do that. Doug Hutchinson's I mentioned Green Mile before.
Yeah.
He's the main villain in that. And I like him as a villain. I think that's his natural role. In this, I'm not a huge fan of like him or LaPaglia playing the cocky piece of shit cop.
You don't
They
think that it really trends to their character?
If I was going to recast him, I probably would have been there.
we're gonna go to recasting right after this.
I
too.
mean, honestly, I just thought of this because he's my boy, Delroy
I
Lindo.
love Delroy Lindo.
Dude, throw Delroy Lindo In 2002?
Yeah,
Hell yeah, that would work.
that would be a good.
Well,
that'd be a good
yeah, I
addition.
think that's good. I think the one thing I would say to their performance is maybe that, again, initially, we're not supposed to know they're the bad guys. We're just supposed to think they're jerk cops who are, maybe being an asshole to this meth head guy. Like, we don't know how bad they really are. So maybe they're playing it down a little bit,
That's fair.
You know what I'm saying?
Like I said, I think they got to tread that line where they appear to be, just as,
Because that's part of the appeal of the movie. Is like you don't know that these guys are the guys who killed his wife, and then you're like, oh shit, like they're fucking.
Because it's not that you get to like them, but you get to maybe just like, oh, they're just pricks, and maybe that's where it ends. You
don't like hate them initially,
Right,
like
exactly.
You will later,
Right.
in the movie.
You nailed both of mine. I was going to say Adam Goldberg and Anthony LaPaglia, I think, did a great job too, outside of the front runner of Pooh Bear, Vincent D'Onofrio.
But yeah, also Anthony LaPaglia was in Empire Records, which you already reviewed.
Yep.
Check that episode out.
Go check that out.
So I'm into
Recasting.
Yeah, I mean, again, I mentioned LaPaglia.
I would say for me, Bubba. It just seemed out of place. The FBI agent, BD Wong.
Oh yeah.
And Colette. I think even the female for the battered, Not to say that you needed a really hard, like a big presence for that role.
There was nothing in that role.
There was nothing there, but I don't think she gave much either. Like, I don't know.
It's tough because it's a
tough.
It's
It
a
really
subplot, and they really never follow through with it.
I wish they had at least 5 to 7 more minutes geared for that.
It ends with Jimmy the Finn rescuing him in the hospital
After he got shot,
and you don't see the other Kara Unger. I think that was her name.
Yep,
that's a character.
I mean, I had some names jotted down.
Go ahead.
Like, again, not that I would recast Val, but if you were to recast Val,
I'm curious.
What the fuck? Okay, can we take a pause? What the fuck are you talking about? If we're gonna recast Val Kilmer,
well, because I'm
the main character,
let him hear him out.
Well, I'm not saying I didn't like him. I'm just saying, like,
let's hear him out.
Maybe if we had another actor in the role, maybe it would have sold more tickets at the time. It wasn't a good time for Val. I don't know.
This has never been done.
Okay, no.
No. This has never been done before, and you should know this.
What are you talking about? It's never been done. I've done this before.
You've never. Who would name one other movie you've
I
wanted
forget.
to
He's
recast?
done this at least
I've
once.
definitely done this where I've been like, I wouldn't recast him, but if I did, here's who I would. I've
The
definitely
main
said that.
character, the
Sure.
numero uno.
Yeah, you could.
I'm saying have you before? I don't believe.
Yeah,
so,
I've done.
man.
Yeah, I said when we were doing Rush Hour, I'm like, these guys were initially people. They could have done it if so and so didn't do it. I've definitely done this.
I'll say this though. I think Val Kilmer as this meth guy, like his face and body didn't appear to be like, and I guess he was never really he used this stuff, but he wasn't a meth head. But I was like, he really doesn't fit the part because it's not like he has like, cracked skin or stuff like that. Like he looked like he was still in, all together in pretty good shape.
And also, it's like
that's the only thing. That's like a physical thing I noticed.
Yeah, I didn't say I would. I'm just saying in an alternate universe, we're just playing.
But who would it be? I know.
I think it's a little disrespectful.
I know.
I think go
bit.
fuck yourself, Tommy.
A little bit.
Disrespectful.
You disrespected
This
him
guy
a little
gave
bit.
like 3 stars for every song on the Lupe album. You're disrespectful.
I did not actually. Look back at the tape. More certified.
He's like
bangers.
1 1/4.
More certified bangers.
Well,
More certified bangers.
You were like, this one's awesome, and then all your reviews were like 3, 3, 3. I'm like, I guess it was awesome.
No, certified bangers. Check back
You're right,
the
though.
tape.
I mean, again,
Come in with your bullshit.
I think Edward Norton could be good. I think he'd be good.
Fair.
I think
I couldn't see Edward Norton. Sorry.
I think RDJ could be good. I like Robert Downey Jr.
I can see RDJ doing this.
Again, I'm not saying they'd be better. I'm just
I think
saying
RDJ had
alternative casting.
He fucking lived that life for a little while.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay. I dig it.
If we're doing like a more like modern, like if they made it like 20 years later or something, like not in 2002, like in 2022.
Right.
I mean, I always love my boy Bernthal. I could see him being it.
You know what, Bernthal as a meth, like as a possible meth head or CI, I'd have a harder time swallowing that because of the exposure I've seen him in different roles. It just for me, I'd have to almost like wipe the slate clean to see him in this role. I guess I don't know.
Yeah, that's it. That's all.
Moving on from that awful.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Sorry, we can't
recasting
fun with recasting people.
And Val Kilmer. Oh,
can't do it to me.
Sorry, Val. We're sorry, Val.
Bad.
Yeah.
I just said if we were recasting an
we're moving on.
alternative universe.
Sounds like a retraction.
Oh, blow
Sounds
me.
like a.
We're pretty much
Switcheroo.
Switcheroo. What's the other?
Switcheroo spin-off.
We didn't
Spinoffs.
we didn't do that guy, which we mentioned Rex Lynn.
We kind of went over the whole damn
I was gonna
cast.
say,
That's not
Okay,
a
who do
that
you want to
guy.
be that guy?
Rex Lynn would be that guy. BD Wong, I think, is a that guy.
There we go.
Glenn Plummer is a that guy.
Glenn Plummer would probably be
Adam
that
Goldberg
guy.
for some people might be a
No.
that guy. Not for me,
Yeah.
not for
Maybe.
you, but for some other people.
All right, sorry. Yeah, we didn't do that guy.
There you go.
Apologies. All right.
I'm ready.
Okay, now to Switcheroo.
All right.
I thought of bringing in the American Gangster undercover crew, like
Okay.
Richie Robbins. You had the, I think it was RZA, and then I always forget the guy's other name, but I would like a dynamic with that of like when he's going undercover, like you just bring in another group of CIs or something like that. I think that would have been cool.
It's Richie Roberts, but that's cool.
What I say? Oh, Richie Robbins. What is Richie Robbins from?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I just make that up.
Now, guys, the Salton Sea is a real thing. It exists. It's about like an hour, 2 hours away from San Diego, just what is it, northeast of it, a little bit, So this place exists, and I'm sure it has that, broken down Arizona meth head, like drug town feel to it because
Yeah.
A lot of towns, I believe, do.
yeah.
I mean, I put like obvious one, Breaking Bad.
Breaking Bad.
Maybe Jesse sells him some meth or something, or he's at a
Yeah,
meth house with some of the people in.
Or Jesse's the young guy there at
Right.
because he started selling when he was an adult, but he probably got into the game early.
No, I think it would
I like
work.
that.
It would work in this universe. I don't know if you guys have seen these movies, but Snitch and Shot Caller.
Snitch, I've seen.
Snitch.
Yeah.
I don't think
Shot
so.
Caller is really awesome. They're
Shot Caller's
kind of
good,
like gritty, like but like some things about drugs and stuff. Mostly about like crime and I don't know. You have to see the movies to relate to it. But I jotted that down. I thought that would be good.
For me, believe it or not, I think SWAT. If you guys obviously are familiar with SWAT, so
Colin Farrell.
I think that's all based in California, right? And
Yes.
this, like I said,
LAPD.
this location is San Diego near LA, about a few hours out. I would be curious to maybe like seeing, because there was corruption in SWAT, but maybe this dude or maybe these cops being part of that corruption but never got caught somehow. Like
I like it. I like bringing in
work to help them in as a ghost.
I like to bring it in like an ensemble to this, like
Yeah.
a couple other guys that are more of like the police side in some fashion. Because to me, the meth scene kind of didn't, like those actors in the meth scene, aside from Peter Sarsgaard, which played a crucial role. Like everybody else, Adam Goldberg's great. Where he
I like
jumped
this
in.
one where like
Everybody else was pretty much
fucking gas
like
pedal.
I don't remember it. They're not rememberable. I don't think that's a word. But the other meth actors were just like you could have interjected some young guys in 2002. I don't know who would fit the
I'll
bill.
say though, the mannerisms, some of the characteristics they displayed, like they researched this role a little bit, so that all kind of checks out with some of the
I mean,
shit.
it's good acting, but I'm
Yeah.
just saying I would have
I
liked
get
a
you.
little bit.
Any was it switcheroos now or
Spin-off sequels, prequels. I just simply have the younger years of Val as Tom Van Allen. But like what they should do is they should make it like gritty as shit. So like yes, he's playing in like as a trumpet player, but like in a seedier bar, and he's
Okay.
like,
Would you say like toned down, like not black and white, but like really keep the like color saturation? If you're gonna say gritty, like changing that up.
no,
Okay.
I mean that's the filming and stuff like that. But I'm thinking just more of the fact that like being a professional musician, like as a trumpet player, I don't think it's very like entertaining unless you go like he plays in a jazz club where they're dealing fucking dope out the back and he gets involved with that. Something there to make like the trumpet playing then, like you can make that part of the soundtrack. I would like
Okay.
that. But again, just in general, you kind of played out the after years as Danny whatever, and if you played Tom Van Bull, or I just butchered both of those names a lot.
Van Allen.
Danny Parker, Tom Van Allen. Like you played Danny Parker to its conclusion. I want to see Tom Van Allen as he was like before he got married, or maybe as he's courting her, getting into like the drug. Again, you got to get it grittier. You have to do something grittier, not in the film, of the content, if that makes sense.
Okay, I can understand that.
Okay, moving on.
My spinoff would be actually seeing you know, because at the end of it, he chucks his trumpet into, you know, the Salton Sea, and he's on a new path. But I would like to see if that path ever crosses again with Jimmy the Finn, you know, trying to help a friend out that obviously kept him alive. So I'd be curious to see if they wanted to explore that path.
Okay.
I'm not sure, I'm not sure to what extent, though. I'm not sure if you're going to get the type of, you know, climax as you got out of this. I think it'd be a letdown probably. I just don't think there'd be enough ammo there. I'd be curious, though, you know.
Okay.
I have 2 answers.
Okay.
You could definitely do a Pooh Bear spinoff.
Oh,
Hell yeah.
How he
Shit, I don't
became
know how we didn't.
Pooh Bear, how he lost his nose, him in jail, the whole 9 yards with that. And then honestly, like, I've given this answer many times, but I definitely think this has potential to be like a mini series. Like if you wanted to like expand this movie idea.
Oh, you could have, yeah.
Like as like a 10 episode, HBO, Apple TV, whatever, Netflix.
Sure.
And then you could, like Woj said, you could intertwine
Colette's story.
his past stuff, like trumpet playing and that, and you could flip flop between present time and him as a drug addict, you know, in quotes, with the before. You could have more scenes with the wife and more just
like him in his element.
Like more, you could get a better, well-rounded idea of the character more and things if you expanded on that like that way.
And I also, even like to Colette's thing, how she got herself in trouble and how, you know, they were able to twist her.
And then we could probably get more with the cops too. Then you could get to like, you know, get more about them, you know, how evil or not evil they are. You know, whatever, you can show like that.
All right, picky Nits. If you guys have them, let's hear them.
2.
All right, let's hear them.
Yeah, I kind of mentioned it before, but not a great start. Val Kilmer can't fake playing the trumpet for shit.
He's also laying on his side in
it's not that. It's just in the facial expressions. Like specifically, when you're playing the trumpet, your cheeks will move because there's air flowing through. But he's just like
pursing his lips.
Honestly, I had the whole trumpet player story angle thing. You don't even really need it. Like I kind of like it. I mean, it's fine, but he could have been anything. He could have been a painter. He could have been a poet. He could have been a guitar player. Like I don't know. Like
he could have been a piper.
Well, I'm just saying, like he didn't really like.
Cobbler.
Besides the scene in the beginning, in the end when the building's on fire. And the one little part with the wife where I think he's playing on the cliff, I think, or something.
Something.
There really isn't much use for it, so you really didn't need it to make the story any better or worse, in my opinion. Like, I think he could have been anything.
I kind of like the idea though, because he's in this fucking like shithole of a like squatter like apartment complex, and he gets out of his drab. He puts on his he almost reemerges in his old like prior self, and he's playing his music. Maybe it's a way of soothing or remedy, like, hey, this is who you're doing it for. You're doing it for this guy right here, and then you put, flips the switch. All right, back and hit the streets. You try to build my case.
If I was choosing one, I would have went saxophone.
Saxophone would have been cool.
Yeah.
I think again, it's a weird little weird to add in like a trumpet playing. Like it's very noir. I would maybe say is like a.
Well, it's part of the
kind of like an older timey profession type of thing. Okay, moving on. His tats look like shit. And the worst part is that one arm looks great. It looks absolutely well done. The other flames looks like a fucking 4th grader drew it on. It looks terrible.
Right. Okay.
At a prop department, I'm sorry, you should be, makeup, get the fuck out.
I like the back tattoo. Terrible. I mean, I think that was probably your focal point. But yeah, I also agree that in some of the scenes, like those flames coming up his arms were just, I think either like too much or just it didn't land, but it is what it is.
I think the whole FBI plot line is unnecessary.
What do you mean unnecessary?
I don't think
it
doesn't do anything. Why you need it? Okay.
What are you talking about?
Like, okay.
It sets up the whole switcheroo that they do in
He's
the
already
movie.
going against these guys, which we find out, which is already a surprise, right? So why do we need the FBI for it? For the money? But he doesn't need the money because the money he said came from the check. So why does he need the FBI?
But he wanted to handle it his way. FBI wanted to just arrest
Well, I know,
them.
but we don't need that part. If he's going to murder them anyway.
Well, that's, again,
he could just do that without working with the FBI.
But that part we don't... Okay, this is my theory, okay? Is that you have that FBI as a backup plan because I would think that if you get caught and you're going to jail for life. Like those two cops know if they get caught doing this shit, they're in jail for life.
Right. They're gonna get killed in jail
too. They got
too.
Murder on their fucking shit.
And they killed out other drug dealers. They're fucked. Yeah.
They know they're going. I'm thinking that they're going down a blaze of glory. So that's why you bring in the FBI as like a ace in the hole Where like if I can't get to them, I'm assuming that they'll be.
But it's it's unnecessary. It doesn't even matter.
I'm just saying it offers an explanation for going there.
If you took that FBI point away, the movie would still be just as good. You wouldn't even need it. Like the whole thing is he's working with these cops, right? And you don't know that the cops are the bad guys at this point. We just think they're cops.
Right.
Then we find out that they are through the flashback, the two guys that are the cops.
Yep.
Okay, so then if he's going to kill them anyway, he's not going to have them arrested. His whole thing is I want to kill them. Right. So why we need the FBI for him to do the fake meeting at the hotel so he could go to and he doesn't use their money. Like you said, he uses the check.
Right.
So
and that's how he pays Jimmy the Finn.
And then we never see the FBI again after they show him in the hotel room waiting at the wrong meetup there. Right. So to me, the whole thing doesn't really play an effect, and like I think that it was enough of a twist for him to just want revenge.
Let me twist this again, because I think in the shooting scene he did not shoot Pooh Bear on purpose. I want you guys to be understanding of that. He had the opportunity, he didn't do it because he wanted the cops to come in to feel like they're all right, everyone else here is dead. Clean up where they needed to clean up, and then they start to loot the place. I think he was waiting on that exact moment. I don't think that him getting shot was unintentional. I thought he, basically provided, hey, give me a quick hit so I could lay down here, and they'll just pass over me because there's blood fucking everywhere. But the reason for the FBI is, let's say in the event he fails, his plan fucks up, they know where the next, they knew that he was going to go to Pooh Bear's. Like, I think that the FBI had this set up. I think their backup plan is we'll go to Pooh Bear. At least maybe then they'll catch the cops doing it, even if he's dead.
But I mean,
I think of it almost as a
let's
contingency
just agree
plan.
to disagree. I can at least say like if they discarded it, I would have been absolutely fine. And if they kept it in, I'm still fine with it.
I like the use though of Jimmy in that, like just to get him off their trail. So I think it adds a little bit more to certain characters.
Like, I was gonna say like
especially that conversation before the whole thing went down. He's like, I'll do whatever.
To me, the whole point of the movie and the story is he wants revenge for his wife. He wants redemption, and he wants to take them out. So again, I don't think he's setting up. Remember, he sets up the Pooh Bear thing on his own without even the help of the initial dirty cops.
Right, exactly.
So if he's doing it on his own anyway.
But I think whether or not the FBI got involved in the middle of that or the beginning of it, like I said, I think it was all it all snowballed from the fact that they know that this Mexican cartel guy is looking, or maybe it jumped up to their radar the moment that a high priority, person got arrested for something. So now they're like, okay, he might have been a CI for the FBI. Or they might have been working, we don't know. Like I said, I think that some level of involvement of that cartel guy getting picked up or getting arrested or getting pinched got them involved.
Let's agree to disagree on this point because we're going in circles.
Yeah, we're going in circles.
Okay, let's move on to other picking nits. You have your opinion. You have your opinion.
Yeah.
Good stuff, guys. Don't know how functional you can be doing meth. I know he's like a savant genius, but like he's definitely taking meth during the thing, like the party time.
Yeah.
And I'm like, is he just taking a break for a while and just like, hey, I'm just going to do meth for a little bit and zone out? Because like it seems like his brain is always working. Like, I got to do this to set up this to do this.
And I think meth would only put that into hyperdrive because now you're like ultra focused. I don't know.
I mean, yeah, they could have leaned into it more for the story.
I thought meth zones you out, if anything.
For certain people, it does. Other people, it cranks them right up.
Fair point.
You don't sleep on meth.
Bobby, you know what? I've never done meth before, so I don't know.
I've done Adderall, which is pretty much like clinical meth.
Nope, and no.
It's like meth's nice cousin.
Nope, there we go. Yeah, he's hiding in the middle of the window in one scene. It's just shot poorly. Like, the middle of the window is here. And if you're hiding in a window, you're trying to be like in the very corner where you're like, you can just
yeah.
He's like standing like, if this was the middle of it, he's like,
you're right. There is that one scene.
What's going on over there? It's like, come on, man. Just peek a little bit or show it from a different
angle. And no offense, I think they would have got Val. They would have cleared, if they're police officers, they would make sure.
Yeah, they did a poor job clearing the house. Yeah. I agree with that. Val Kilmer kind of becomes a little bitch every now and
Oh.
then. I know he fucking eventually gets it, but like
He takes on the chin though. I
wanted him to be a little bit like once he's fully like
committed. Yeah,
like he's in it. He's like, yo, now I know. I wish he took a turn to, hey man, I'm gonna fuck you up. Like you're like, do some lines there or something like that to really give me like some like you know that he has a lot of pain, but it's not really expressed in terms of like why, like, hey, you kill my wife.
Right. But I think that's the idea though, of it being disarming, kind of being passive.
I'm saying yes to that certain point, and then as soon as the shit hits the fan, dude, like I'm wanting him to go like, you killed my wife.
But he does dump a mag in that one,
for
dude.
sure.
So.
Again, it's like one thing though. I just want some grittier line, some like fucking edge to it.
Man, I thought they had plenty of edge at the end, but all right.
I think he's more of like a broken man. He's like sad and
then who's a broken man? Quick to get.
Oh, they passed.
Hard to.
But yeah, I don't know. I was fine with it. I mean, like Bobby said, he took the clip out at the end, even after he injected him with the drugs.
It sent him on a fucking roller coaster.
If you guys don't have any, I'm just gonna keep
I have my two. I'm good.
Okay.
I'm good.
BD Wong's accent goes in and out for sure.
That was
He's like supposed to be like
silly.
a southwestern guy, but then he like just starts talking like regular English for a bit. How do they not check the bathroom at the house?
Yeah, okay, that's good. I had that too, actually.
Like they're like shooting up everything. You got this woman here, and they're not questioning like
like I said,
maybe there's somebody in the bathroom. Like we kind of mentioned, they didn't do a great job clearing the house ever.
Well, maybe I think it would have been better if they would have heard sirens or something in the background. Then it's like, oh, they have to
now
leave.
They have
right?
They can't look around.
Right. Even that's a quick thing.
Like there's a reason why they're not doing it.
It's a 2-second scene to add in.
Or like they get a phone call like, hey, we need you right now. We got whatever. Oh, okay, I gotta go.
Well, yeah, police are scrambling right now to the scene. Get out,
Yeah.
Does anybody remember what the last shot was? I just put cheesy last shot, but I think it was a.
It was him walking across the railroad tracks.
Yeah, it was the throwing of the trumpet, and then I don't like
the trumpet thing. Should have been the last scene.
Yes,
that should have been it.
Exactly. They filmed like one too long scene after that.
The next 10, 15 seconds, I was like, why?
Right, and then the last one that I'm going to end on that I've pissed my pants laughing at when I say it out loud. Don't give a fuck if you're Louis Armstrong. You ain't playing trumpet with a bullet in your gut. Like you derive all of your wind, like you clench, like you couldn't be like. You would be like, fuck.
You'd just be
I'm dying.
And then, the smoke's filling the room. The fucking apartment's caught
fire. You got
fire.
a fire under. You're like, I'm dying. Fuck.
I think that's the whole thing is like, I'm going to be dead anyway, so who gives a fuck? I'll blow through the pain or I don't know.
Blow through the pain, huh? Really? We got a late clip here.
Yeah, well,
that's what she said.
Blowing through that pain. That's more of what you said.
He thinks it's his last moments.
Right.
He's enjoying what he loved. What makes him him.
The thing is that again is knowing music and knowing instruments is it just wouldn't have sounded good because it would have been like.
Well, yeah. Well, not only that, you're breathing in smoke from a fire.
Right, yeah, you're in the worst possible.
It's more of an artistic thing than a realistic.
It looks
thing.
great visually, but then I can't get past you're not playing fucking.
Here's this musical techno. He's like, well, that wasn't a D note. That's horseshit.
It's not that. It's just do it better. You can do it better.
You call that a progression?
Whiplash was a great example of I know that he was playing it in there, but I don't think they always use the same audio of. Miles Teller playing the drums. I think he was doing it to be.
And Miles Teller learned actually how to play drums. So I
know that he learned it, but I'm saying you're not taking the sound of him playing drums in the scene. You do that on a recording after the fact, so it sounds pristine.
Right. Okay.
I'm just saying that's how movie magic is made. That's how this podcast is made.
I'm done. We gotta do ADR.
Yeah. So let's
let's put a bow on the ratings.
Yeah. Let's rate it.
All right, I'll start. I'm going 8.6. This is a great movie. Again, first time seeing it. I was fucking in. Love the twist, and this is another one that I would go back to. I would probably say this is a stream though for me. It's not not an own. But yeah, again, Bobby, great. I would say honestly, It's a great triple. Great triple.
Okay, I'll take it.
Yeah, I would own this actually.
Shit.
My man.
Yeah.
Finally, Bobby gets a win.
I'm gonna go
My man.
8-7. I think it's really good. I really enjoyed the story, like the unique. I don't know, just the whole thing.
The layers of
story was
everything,
like
too.
to what I would like, and the acting and the way it was shot. All was very good. I'm surprised it didn't do so well. Like I said, I don't know what the deal was.
I think marketing was shit on this. I think it didn't even stay out in theaters all that long either.
Yeah, I don't know, but I definitely think that it is. If this shit was on like HBO or something like now, if it would have come out or be like, oh, this is actually pretty fucking awesome. People would like really like it. So
I'm excited for you guys. I actually put this at a 9-1 for me. Like I said, I think this highlights. There's obviously room for improvement and different casting, different scenes, maybe exploring something a little bit more. But you have Val Kilmer doing I think an incredible role, and I actually like the combination of characters. Like, yeah, there's a few that maybe be recast, but the story, everything about this, and one last thing, DJ Caruso lends himself to like a director that says, I know these guys are capable of doing great things. Like, I'm going to, like, there's still lines, there's still structure, they still have the scene, but he lets them kind of go off. So some of the stuff that we saw in there, especially the confrontation out with the two cops when they're like, hey, we know you're pulling this fucking deal. That was like some of that, I'd say a majority of that is almost ad-libbed. So, kind of allowing their, actors to do everything. So very excited about this 9-1. I'd own it. This one is not available on any. I think you had to either rent it from the.
no, it was free on YouTube.
Oh, it's free on YouTube. No shit. Okay, I didn't.
It doesn't say it online. Like if you just Google it, it won't come up. But if you go to YouTube and you type in the Salton Sea,
No shit.
free with ads.
Fantastic. Well, there you go.
For this month at least. I don't know how long it'll be on.
Maybe
there.
we'll drop it in the description.
It goes month to month. They change
Right.
the movies.
I mean, we should, in general, be picking movies that are more accessible to people because you don't want to. The Maltese Falcon, again, it was still accessible at least on Amazon, but like, there are films where like I do try and check where it's at first before I'm just.
That's
like,
fair.
Let's do this.
And you're actually setting us up. What's our next one, my friend?
All right, been thinking about this. Had a little bit extra time here. I kind of missed the mark on the timing because we were doing a couple trifectas of specific themes. But I'm going to go baseball movie. I'm going to go Angels in the Outfield.
Oh, shit.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, it's one that I grew up on. It's one of the
What was that? Gordon Levitt.
Joseph
man.
Gordon-Levitt, Danny Glover.
That's going to be fun.
Danza.
Tony Danza. Yeah.
Nice.
So, we're going to do that one. It's going to be great kind of lead into... We're in the baseball season. I mean, the Cubs are doing good.
Sox.
Sox are not as bad as I thought they were.
No,
gonna be,
they've
so
won a
that's
few
great.
games.
But overall, again, I like to do like the baseball. I'm gonna definitely do a football theme when we get to the football season. Got to do a golf one in between here because I'm starting to get back. I'm almost off the DL, baby. Almost off it.
I'm excited about it.
Any last thoughts, gentlemen?
Looking forward to our movie review.
Yeah,
That'll be
no,
fun.
good. I'm more of a rookie of the year guy, but I like Angels in the Outfield.
And I gave him a sampling of state radio, and I think you'll be a fan too.
All right.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see with the album review. We'll see with the shebang and bang. Angels in the Outfield. Tits.
Put a bow on it.
Peace.
Tits.
It's like